Hi, this is Jason Lito with the SCEA, and I'm here today showing SCEA members how to create a pretty simple website for the use of their local associations. So this is a website that we hope will be appealing to our members, provide some important information, and also allow our local associations to post upcoming events, important projects they've engaged in, or just to sort of highlight the activities that they're doing. So in order to do this, I am using the Google Chrome web browser. Maybe that's why this browser looks a little different than what you might be used to. It's called Google Chrome. This works very well with Google Sites, which is what we're going to use to go ahead and create this site. So if you want to get this web browser, it is free. You can just use Firefox or Internet Explorer or whatever you currently use, and just go ahead and go to chrome.google.com. You go to that website, you'll see something like this. Go ahead and download it, install it, and then you can use it. Now, if you don't want to use Google Chrome, Firefox works very well too. So I would recommend using that. And Internet Explorer, newer versions of Internet Explorer will also work. So let's go ahead and get started here. The tool we're going to use to make our website is called Google Sites. So let's just go to sites.google.com. If you already have a Gmail account or something like that, or a YouTube account, you should be able to log in here with your existing information. If you don't, you can sign up for a free account right up here. There's no hidden fees or anything like that. You'll never have to pay, but you do need an account to go ahead and do this. So after you sign up, put your information back in here and go ahead and log in. Once you log in, you'll see something like this. Yours will be blank because I created a couple of tests here just to make sure things were working, and I actually also created a template that we're going to use in a moment. So let's go ahead and pick Create on the left here. Now in here you can see that we press the Create button and we have a few options. Now we don't have to create a website from scratch because why reinvent the wheel? So we can go ahead and pick one that's already been created. We can take the generic information out of it and put the information that we want in. So let's go browse the gallery for more. Now I created a template for the use of SCEA locals. So let's just go ahead and in the search box here put in the word SCEA and search. You can see the template comes up. It's called the SCEA Local Association Template. This will get you started with some of the basic things you need to get your website up and running. This is a service that the SCEA has provided for its local associations. So go ahead and click on that. Scroll down to the bottom here and pick Select. Say that's the template we want to use. Now you can see you've returned to this page. Make sure the SCEA Local Association Template is selected over here on the right. Let's go ahead and name our site. Let's call it the Center County Education Association. You can see that I've typed that in there. Down here, Google also filled this in for me, but I think this is a little clumsy because this is the place that people can visit our website, so I want something a little catchier than all that. So I'm going to put Center County EA in that box. Now let's go ahead and select a theme. This is just the color scheme for your website, so I just picked one that I liked here, which is Ember. Go ahead and scroll all the way down. And now we have to let Google know that we're actually a person and not a robot. Okay, once you successfully go through that process, what you'll see is a screen that looks like this. This is your basic site. Now, go ahead and take a look at some of the things that are on this website. So, one of them you won't see this blue warning up here. This is just for me. Then here you will see a little bit of information. You'll see this white bar up here. You'll see this pencil. This is the Edit Page button. You'll see this plus symbol. This creates a new page. And you'll see this More menu. If you click this, you'll get a whole bunch of options, some of which we'll go through in a moment. And then finally, over here, you'll see the Share button. This controls who can see your web page. So you see that the way this web page is set up is we have the name of the local education association up here. We have some tabs with some information that we've set up, including this last one, which links to the SCEA. Then we have on the left here a little sidebar, a little about our association. We're going to go ahead in this community box, we're going to highlight something that we're doing in the local community. And down at the bottom here, you can just kind of pick whatever you want. I went ahead and decided to highlight a Teacher of the Year. So we go ahead and recognize them on our website, and luckily that person's also a member. So one of the things we need, first things we need to do is we need to go ahead and get the name of our local association in here. Now you might think that you do that by clicking this pencil button. So let's go ahead and click it and see what happens. So you see what's happened here is the page has changed a little bit, and we have a gray box down here and a couple more gray boxes in this area. So obviously we can change what's in here, but we don't want to do that quite yet. Remember, we're trying to change this up here. But you can see there's no gray box around this. Let's go ahead and click it, and we can't really do anything that way. So go ahead and press the More button and pick Manage Site. This is where lots of settings and tools are to kind of administer your website. You can see we have this page up here. Let's go ahead and right here in this first box, we're going to change the name of our local association. We're going to change it from Test County to Center County Education Association. We've done that. Make sure to click Save, and our changes have been saved. We can click over here to get back to our website, and you can see that the name of the website has changed. Now it says Center County Education Association. Now I haven't changed these things down here, so this still says SCEA, but I'll show you how to change that. I'll show you how to change that in a moment. So let's go ahead and edit this web page. We just have some generic information in here. We really need to edit that and get something specific. So let's click the Edit Page button. Remember that allowed us to edit this box here. So now we can edit this in whatever way we want. We can highlight it, and we can add to it. We can delete what's in here. We can do whatever we want. I'm going to leave it because I don't want to mess with. I don't want to mess with the way this is set up. But let me show you one important thing here. You can see the way that this text is wrapping around this image. The one thing you're going to want to do is replace this image. So to do that, when you're in this edit mode, go ahead and click on this image and remove it. See where the remove button is? You can either click that or you can click this X. Now it's gone. Now we want to replace it with another image. So we're still in the edit screen. We can tell because we have this little bar with some editing tools on it. We're going to pick Insert. Pick Image, the first option. You get some choices here. So you can insert an image that you've already uploaded. In this case, it's this one, which we just removed. Or we can upload an image. So we can choose a file that's on our computer and we can upload it. We just find the file the usual way. So let's just pretend that I did that. I uploaded a file, and now the image would appear here. So I select it, I highlight it, and then I'm going to press OK, and the image is back. But you can see that the text is no longer wrapped around it. So we need to go ahead and fix that. So let's click on our image, and let's click this button that says Wrap On. This one right here. And now you can see that the text is wrapped back around the image. We'll just adjust it a little bit here. We'll just move this up a little bit here, and we'll wrap it again, and now we have our nice looking website back again. So in here you can just type whatever you want. You can use some basic tools to make things bold. Up here it says bold, italic, underline. You can also change the text color and the font size. This works a lot like a word processor. So I can just highlight this, I can select bold, and now it's bold. I'm going to go ahead and change it back. This is the basic way that you will edit your web page. You can see here we can also edit these bottom sections. I just gave a couple of little suggestions here for what you might want to do, but you can type whatever you want here. Okay, so let's say we've made some changes. Now we're going to click Save. Our changes are now saved. Now, let's say we've set up our home page and we're ready to move on. We want to make some changes to this sidebar over here. We want to make sure we get our name in there. We want to make sure we have pictures of people we know, and we just want to make this sidebar our own. Let's go back up to More and select Manage Site again. Now we have a whole variety of options here on the left. Go ahead and scroll down and pick Site Layout. Now we have a few options in here. The one we are looking for is this one called Sidebar. Each of these boxes corresponds to one of those three sidebars. Recall that the first one was a little about us. In the second one, we highlighted our community work. And in the third one, we recognized the Teacher of the Year. We want to edit the first one. So go ahead and click Edit. You can change the title. Let's say About the SCEA, because remember, we're Center County. And we're going to go ahead and change this too. And we'll change this as well. So you can edit this in the same way that you edited the other page. Just go ahead and make your changes in there. And when you're all done, you can press OK. Don't forget to save your work. And you've gone ahead and you've edited that sidebar. Let's go ahead and edit the next one too. The next one has a picture in it. Remember what we did with the picture last time. So we want to make sure that we get a picture there and get it looking kind of nice. So, we can make these changes here. There's a little typo right here we'll correct. And you can kind of see how it works. Now, when you pick an image, when you decide to upload an image, you might have taken that picture with your camera, and pictures that you take with your camera end up being really, really big. They'll take up the whole screen. So if you try to insert it in here without doing anything, it'll just look really funny and it won't work out right. However, what you need to do is go ahead and insert that image in the way I showed you before. Again, you go up here to Insert and pick Image. Then your image will appear here. Now you have three options here for size: small, medium, and large. So go ahead and if your image is too big, go ahead and pick one of those. I just changed this one to small. We can change it to medium or large. I think we should change it back to small. Or, if we have a really small image, we can also do the original size. So let's do the original size for this one, because that seems to be the right size for it. So we're all done with that. We've made these changes. Let's hit OK. Let's hit Save. Let's edit our third text box. Again, we have this image. We are recognizing our Teacher of the Year. And we'll just go ahead and hit OK. And we're all done. Don't forget to save. Now let's take a look at the changes we've made. Let's go back to the Center County Education Association website by clicking that button. And you can see here that this has changed. It now says SCEA for Center County Education Association. We've changed this down here. We went ahead and corrected our typo. And you can see the changes we've made. So that's how we do that. The next thing we want to do is take a look at our membership page. We want to make sure we have information in there that's relevant to our local members. So I clicked on the membership tab and it pulled this page up. You can see it's just a simple page. And we have these options. Now, we can go ahead and make changes on this page by clicking Edit Page. And you can see that now this is up here, and we can make edits and changes however we need. We can insert images, as we saw before. We can change the text size. We might want to make this big because we really want to highlight activating your access card so our members can get their great discounts. We can do whatever we need to in here as far as formatting this goes. Now, one thing you'll notice in here is that I have added a couple links. So for our new members, we congratulate them, and then we want them to be able to activate their access card. I provided this link in here for you already, so you don't need to go out and find it. But let me just give you a little. Let me just show you what I did to actually create this link. So the first thing I did was I decided that I wanted my link. I wanted people to be able to click on the words "Activate your access card." That's the first thing I did. So I did that, and then I got the link that I wanted to send it to, which I just found on the SCEA website. I highlighted the text, and I pressed this link button up here. You can see that what I just did there was I removed it, but now I've got it back, and I copied the link out. So let's go ahead and remove that link again. Let's pretend that we never had a link in there. We'll highlight Activate Your Access Card. We'll click the link button. Looks like a little chain. You'll pull this box up. you'll see we can link to an existing page. That would link to another part of our own website, so that's not what we want. And we can link to a web address. That is what we want. We want a link to this address. Again, I just pulled this off the SCEA website, and this will already be in there for you, so you don't need to worry about what the link is. But you can see what I did. I put the whole link, the whole address in there. I want to check to make sure this is the text I want to be highlighted as blue text to click on. Activate your access card. That looks right to me. Let's go ahead and click this button down at the bottom to open this link in a new window. That way when people click on the link, a new window will open up. When they're all done there, they'll return back to your web page, and maybe they'll keep exploring. So I'm going to click OK, and you can see that now it's a link. We can do exactly the same thing with images. If we had an image, we'd simply click on the image, press the link button, it looks like a chain up here, and create a link. That way when people click on the image, they'll be taken to a website. Okay, so that's what this website is all about. Now you can see here that I have a word about filling out an online form so we can contact anyone who wants to join. I'm not going to go over how to do that in this video, but I will go over it in another video. Let's move on to our event schedule. Now on this web page we have a couple options. One is we can kind of use it simply. Let's go up to Edit Page. We can update it as we need. In this box here, we can go ahead and put some events in. You know, let's say on February 11th, we're going to go to Technology Conference. February 14th, we love our Educators Day, and so on. We can do that. That's one way to update this page. When you're all done, just pick Save, and there you go. You've got your little event schedule. But a much better way to do it, and a more sophisticated way to do it, and something that is actually a lot less work for you, is that your local can maintain a Google Calendar. Now I'm not going to go into how to create a Google Calendar here. That'll be covered in another video. But let's say we've created a Google Calendar. We have it all set up for our local. And now what we want to do is we want to make sure that it goes into our web page. So let's go ahead and select the Edit option again. You can see that the calendar disappeared, but we got this Google Calendar blank box. Click on that box, and you'll see a little wheel here, or a little gear. It says Properties. Click on that, and it will give us some options up here for what we want to display in our calendar, or which calendar we want to display. So we're displaying U.S. holidays, just because that's an important reminder for people, and we're also displaying our local events here. We can display another calendar. We can pick whatever we want. You see there's a few more in here. If we wanted to select another one, let's say we have contacts, birthdays, and events, we can select that, and that'll show up. You see it'll be a different color. Don't worry too much about the rest of this. However, if the time zone isn't set, you're going to want to go ahead and make sure it's New York. Pick Save. You're all done. It hasn't showed up yet because we haven't saved, but it's all ready. So let's go ahead and save that. You see we have our SCEA event. Remember we started this as Test County. This is something I added. Your folks can click on this, and if you have more details, they can click on more details, and they'll be able to see the details in here. Close that out. This is a really neat feature. It can really help your local get organized. You can put recurring events on here so that you can just say that, for example, every third Monday there's going to be a local association meeting. It's very easy to set up, and it's a really great way to stay up to date with your members about events that you're putting on. Now down below here I have a sign-up form. I'm not going to cover that in this video, but I will cover it in another video. Let me just show you what to do if you want to delete this sign-up form. This is something everyone might not want, and it's getting into pretty sophisticated stuff here that isn't really necessary. Maybe a big local would want this, but a small one wouldn't. So let's go ahead and go back up to the top, pick Edit Page, scroll down to where that form was. You see it says Spreadsheet Form here. Form has disappeared. Go ahead and click on it. We'll just click the X, and we'll delete it. You can see it's all gone now. Press Save. It's no longer there. Any changes you want to make to the text on this page, just press the Edit button. Go ahead and make your changes as they're needed. don't forget to press save. And there you have it, a pretty nice local events page with a couple different options for how you might want to display it. Again, you can just do it simply and just update your events as they come, just put them in here. Or you can maintain a Google Calendar for your local and let your members go ahead and look at that, and that'll happen automatically. Let's move on to the next page, in the community. This is just a simple page I created to highlight local association events. Now you might decide you don't want this page. I'll show you how to remove it in a second here, but that's all this is. You can see I inserted a couple images. I gave a little explanation here of what they were, and here's Adopt a Highway, same kind of deal. Contact information, I didn't change too much, but I do want to show you one thing here. I just left it as the original. You can, self-explanatory, you can change it as you need. But something you might want to do is you might want to create direct links for people to send email to the local association president or somebody who's in charge of membership or something like that. So let's say that, let's go ahead and put a name in here. Okay, you can see I put a little bit of information in here. I made myself the president and I made Constance the treasurer. I listed our schools. Now, let's say I want to put an email address in here because I want my members to be able to contact me as the president. I'm going to go ahead and highlight my name. I'm going to click on this link button. I'm going to go to web address, and for the URL, I'm going to put in something special. I'm going to put in mail to, the words mail to, colon, and then my email address. Don't put any spaces in. Put it just like this. Mail to, colon, email address. Hit OK. And now you can see that's become a link. If you were to click on that link, it would open your mail program. You'd be able to send an email directly to me. We can do the same thing with Constance. Highlight her name. Click the link button that looks like a chain. Pick web address up here. And let's go ahead and mail to. I put her email address in there. And we'll go ahead and save it. And you can see that it's right there. Now, don't forget to save. Make sure you press save. There you go. You already have a pretty good looking contact information page if you want. And I would recommend it. If you want, you can go ahead and put images in here. You would just go ahead and edit the page. Remember we go to insert and we pick an image. So I'm in my file browser here and I picked an image. I'm going to go ahead and pick her. It's going to upload. Google will think about it for a second. You can see this wheel spinning here. So let's just give this a second. So I've uploaded my image, but for some reason it's not showing up here. But I know it's going to work, so I'm going to click on it. Normally you'd see a little preview right there. I'm going to click on it, it's highlighted, we'll hit OK. Now, it showed up too big. We've seen this before. So we have this little box up here. We're just going to go ahead and pick small. The image is shrunk right down to a pretty nice size. Now remember, we want our text to wrap around it, so we'll click on the image again. Go ahead and pick wrap on. Now we have a nice little picture, and we have a face for the name. Your final tab up here is the SCEA. If we click on that, it'll take us to the SCEA webpage. I just hit back, and I got back to our local association, our Center County Education Association webpage. I'm going to click back to home. Let's say we don't like the way these tabs are up here. Let's say that we want to remove something or we want to change the order of them around. Here's what we do for that. We're going to go up to this More button. We're going to go back to Manage Site where we were before. We're going to scroll back down to the bottom on the left here and go to Site Layout. Now, this horizontal navigation bar is the toolbar that we saw earlier that we want to change. So let's go ahead and edit it. Now you can see it has all of our categories up there. Maybe we decide that we don't really want an in the community section for whatever reason. So we're going to highlight that. If we want to delete it, we can just delete it. We'll hit remove and it'll be gone. I'm not going to do it because I do want to keep it, but that's all we would do. We'd hit remove and it would disappear. Let's say we want to change the order of these around. We don't want membership here. We want to switch it around. We want to highlight our events. So we just pick one of these, and then we pick an arrow for a direction for it to go. So event schedule, we can move that down. We can move it up. That's really all there is to that. Now, if you do decide that you want to add something to the toolbar, you can pick Add Page here. And you can go ahead and add a new page that you might have created. It'll be listed down here. You just pick it, and it would be added. You can also add links to other websites up here. I don't really recommend it, but that is what I did with the SCEA. You pick Add URL, and then let's say we want to link to NEA. We put NEA in the text. That's what people will click on when they want to do the link, and then we'll go ahead and put the URL in here. We put the link in. Notice that we put the whole thing in, including with the http:// before it. Hit OK. Now we see NEA is in there, but we don't really want it positioned there. So we'll highlight it. It's already highlighted. And we'll go ahead and let's move it all the way down so it's after the SCEA. That's all there is to it. Just hit OK. Don't forget to save. Let's take a look at our webpage. Look at that. We have a new link to the NEA. When we click on it, it takes us to the NEA webpage. Now let's say these pages aren't enough for you. Let's say that you want some additional content on here, something that's not covered by these pages. This is where the plus button up top, where it says New Page, this is where this comes into play. Let's go ahead and pick that, New Page. You can see we get this window here. So we can go ahead and pick a name for our page. Let's call it Photos. Let's call it Recent Events. This was where we'll go and we'll highlight recent events we've done. So we'll put maybe some pictures up here and maybe some names. If we recognize people, maybe we'll put them in there too. We don't need to mess with these settings down here. Let's just put the page at the top level and we'll pick Create. Now we've created our recent events page. You see we got an edit box up here without even asking for it. We can go ahead and put whatever we want in this box. So we'll go ahead and include our photos. We already went through how to do that, so we won't go through that again, but that's it. So now we've created a new recent events page. However, you'll notice that, let's say we go back home. Now we don't have any way to reach that recent events page. We don't know where it is. Let's go back up to More. We'll manage our site again. We'll go back down to Site Layout, where we've gone a few times before, and let's edit our navigation bar again. Now we're ready to add a page because we've created a new page. You see we have a new page in here, Recent Events. Let's go ahead and pick it, press OK. Now we probably don't want it there, so we're just going to go ahead and move it. It makes sense to put it after the event schedule. Hit OK. Press Save. Go back to our website. There's our Recent Events tab. Click on it, and you'll see whatever you put in this page. Well, that's about it for this video. Thanks for watching this video about how to set up a web page for your local association. You can see that it didn't take too long. We just used some free tools. We spent about half an hour on it, and we created a pretty nice web page. It's a page that's easy to keep up to date, and it's a page that our members will find pretty appealing, and will provide them some important information. So I hope you watch the rest of the videos in this series. We'll be providing some more advanced information about how to create, how to create that calendar and embed it in our web page, and we'll also give some information about how to create an online form so that we can collect RSVPs electronically. So watch the next two videos. You'll learn a little bit more. You'll have a very dynamic, very sophisticated web page for your members to use, and the best part is that it won't take you that much time or effort or money to maintain.